From at least 2008 through the present, Combs has led a criminal enterprise that existed to facilitate his abuse and exploitation of women, to protect his reputation, and to conceal his conduct.
In May 2025, the entertainment world was rocked as Sean "Diddy" Combs stood trial in New York City, facing grave allegations including sex trafficking, racketeering, and abuse. Central to the proceedings was the testimony of his former partner, singer Cassie Ventura, who detailed years of alleged manipulation and violence. Cassie recounted instances of physical abuse, including a chilling 2011 incident where Combs allegedly kicked her during an argument at a Los Angeles hotel. But the abuse, she claimed, went far beyond physical violence. Her testimony painted a harrowing picture of a relationship built on fear, coercion, and control. She spoke of being forced into drug-fueled sexual encounters with strangers, events Combs allegedly orchestrated and referred to as freak-offs. According to Cassie, these encounters were often filmed without her full consent, leaving her feeling humiliated and powerless. She alleged that Combs used a mix of lavish gifts, threats, and manipulation to keep her compliant, cutting her off from friends and family and closely monitoring her movements. Prosecutors supported her claims with disturbing photographs, videos, and corroborating witness testimonies that outlined a pattern of psychological warfare. Cassie's testimony was a pivotal moment in the trial, raw, emotional, and impossible to ignore. She further claimed that Combs used these recordings as leverage to maintain control over her, threatening to release them if she ever attempted to leave him or speak out. Cassie described a life of psychological torment, where Combs allegedly isolated her from friends and family, monitored her movements, and subjected her to constant verbal degradation. These freak-offs, according to her testimony, were not isolated incidents but a pattern of orchestrated abuse meant to strip her of autonomy and keep her under his influence. Supporting her claims, prosecutors introduced text messages and emails in which Combs allegedly demanded Cassie's participation in these acts, often using intimidation tactics or financial pressure. Medical records presented during the trial confirmed that Cassie had sought treatment for bruises, anxiety, and other signs consistent with prolonged abuse. Experts testified that her symptoms aligned with those of someone experiencing coercive control and trauma bonding, where the victim becomes psychologically entangled with their abuser through cycles of fear and affection. Cassie's testimony served as the emotional anchor of the case, shedding light on the dark underbelly of a relationship that, to the public, once seemed glamorous. It wasn't just about physical violence, it was about a systematic dismantling of a woman's will, freedom, and voice. Supporting her claims, Cassie's mother, Regina Ventura, delivered emotional and damning testimony. She recounted a terrifying incident from 2011 in which Combs allegedly became enraged upon discovering Cassie's romantic involvement with rapper Kid Cudi. In a fit of jealousy and control, Combs reportedly demanded a payment of $20,000 from the family and threatened to leak explicit videos of Cassie if they didn't comply. In desperation and fear, Regina testified that the family took out a home equity loan just to pay him off. Although the money was eventually returned, the psychological damage was done. The threat was real, and it underscored the type of power and intimidation Combs allegedly wielded behind closed doors. The courtroom further darkened as more witnesses took the stand, offering chilling glimpses into Cassie's turbulent life during her years with Combs. Though others tried to de-escalate the situation, it was clear to those present that this wasn't an isolated burst of anger, but part of a larger, more sinister pattern. Kerry Morgan, Cassie's longtime best friend, gave one of the most heart-wrenching testimonies of the trial. She told the court about an incident where she personally witnessed Combs dragging Cassie by the hair and beating her viciously. Tearfully, Kerry admitted that she had accepted $30,000 in hush money to keep quiet about the abuse. She explained how Combs' immense wealth and influence created an atmosphere of fear and silence among those around him. People were either paid off or intimidated into submission. Dawn Richard, a former member of the popular girl group Danity Kane, took the stand to share her first-hand account of the tumultuous environment surrounding Sean Diddy Combs and Cassie Ventura. Richard testified that she personally witnessed an incident in 2009 where Combs attempted to strike Cassie with a skillet. This testimony not only highlights the alleged physical abuse Cassie endured, but also paints a broader picture of the volatile and threatening atmosphere in which these events took place. Dawn's testimony corroborates Cassie's accounts of abuse, adding weight to the prosecution's case by providing an independent witness to violent behavior. Cassie's former personal assistant also provided crucial testimony. She recounted a chilling conversation in which Combs allegedly boasted that he had Cassie right where I wanted her, because she was young and moldable. This statement suggests a disturbing level of control and manipulation, indicating that Combs exerted significant power over Cassie's personal and professional life. The assistant's testimony underscores the psychological and emotional abuse that accompanied the physical violence, illustrating a pattern of coercion and domination. Rapper Kid Cudi, who had a brief romantic relationship with Cassie, is expected to testify in the ongoing trial. Cassie has previously alleged that when Combs discovered her relationship with Cudi, he became violently enraged. According to Cassie, Combs threatened to harm Cudi in retaliation. This alleged threat is emblematic of the broader pattern of intimidation and control that Combs is accused of employing against Cassie and those close to her. Kid Cudi's testimony could provide important insights into the extent of Combs's possessiveness and willingness to use threats to maintain control. The involvement of Kid Cudi, a high-profile figure himself, has attracted significant media attention and further emphasizes the high stakes and complex personal dynamics involved in this trial. These accounts formed a consistent and harrowing narrative. Diddy, the music mogul with a global empire, was allegedly a man who used fame, fortune, and fear to control and exploit those closest to him. The prosecution's most damning piece of evidence came in the form of surveillance footage from 2016, captured in a Los Angeles hotel hallway. The grainy black and white video depicted a violent encounter between Combs and Cassie. In the footage, Combs could be seen chasing her down the hallway, grabbing her by the neck and throwing her to the floor. He then kicked her while she was down, before walking away as if nothing had happened. The video, leaked earlier in May 2024 and now officially submitted in court, sent shockwaves across the courtroom and beyond. The footage didn't just support Cassie's testimony, it visually confirmed the years of abuse she had spoken of. The jury sat in stunned silence as it played, while many in the courtroom wept. The evidence was irrefutable. The defense tried to argue context, that the clip didn't show the full story or that it was part of a mutually toxic relationship. But the images spoke louder than words. That video became a turning point in public perception. No longer was this just a case of he said, she said. The world had seen what Cassie endured, and the impact was seismic. As the trial continued, the music industry found itself in turmoil. Artists, executives, and fans grappled with the disturbing revelations. Diddy, once celebrated as a hip-hop mogul and cultural icon, was now under a microscope. Some artists who had collaborated with him distanced themselves, while others expressed regret for remaining silent for so long. The allegations reignited conversations about power dynamics, the exploitation of women in entertainment, and the culture of silence that allows abuse to fester unchecked. Major media outlets and social platforms buzzed with commentary. Hashtags like Justice for Cassie and Surviving Diddy began trending. Think pieces flooded the internet, examining how figures like Combs managed to operate above reproach for years, protected by layers of wealth, influence, and celebrity worship. Feminist groups and domestic violence organizations used the moment to advocate for greater protections and accountability in the industry. Meanwhile, more alleged victims began to come forward. The courtroom whispered of sealed testimonies, confidential settlements, and a potential RICO case that could unravel more than just Combs' career. It could expose an entire network of enablers and collaborators. With proceedings ongoing, one thing is clear. This trial is not just about one man. It's about an entire system that allowed abuse to thrive behind the glitz and glamour. And as the world watches, the verdict holds the P.